Oh my god. Hi everyone. It's me, Giovanni, and yesterday was a terrible day. Well, thankfully it wasn't terrible, but still. Um when my dad and I were gonna get lunch, it was gonna rain eventually during the afternoon. Let's just say my dad had to go to the store real quick, which was kind of a mistake. Then we went to Dairy Queen, one of my suggestions, and apparently that they were closed. That was also a mistake, because, thankfully Chick-fil-A was finished with the remodeling and it was back in business. Thank God. So we went there, but as we were going, this guy in his pickup truck, I'm pretty sure it was a pickup truck, but basically, he kept yelling that my dad was an asshole or that we were assholes, and I was like, what is this guy's problem? He just kept on saying that. And apparently my dad saw that he had a gun, so he tried to be careful, letting him go. But also, when we got to Chick-fil-A, apparently a police officer was there, and he said that he yelled that this 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 road is not a parking lot, not a parking, not a line for Chick-fil-A. But we went to Chick-fil-A, ignoring him, and I'm just gonna say it, yeah, it was just weird. It was just weird that someone was saying that this is not a line for Chick-fil-A, let alone a police officer saying this. Especially since Chick-fil-A was Chick-fil-A was closed for 5 months because of remodeling, refurbishing, everything. And let's just say having Chick-fil-A opened again was great, really great. I love their food, and thankfully they're not expensive, but still. The price was high, around $10. But not bad. Still good. But yeah, a police officer saying that the street that we were going through usually when Chick-fil-A was nearby, saying that this wasn't a line to go to Chick-fil-A. I mean, really? And finally, due to that, people just didn't care. They were still going through Chick-fil-A. And yeah, it didn't even make any sense. Like, I don't know if he was actually being serious, but it sounded like it. But Chick-fil-A was closed for 5 months, and it was finally open, and we finally get to go there. So someone saying, let alone a police officer saying that this wasn't a line to go to Chick-fil-A is absolutely absurd. Yes, there was a bunch of cars slowly going to Chick-fil-A in that line, but we didn't care. It was the usual side to go near that place, and it was obviously the quickest option, even though there were a bunch of cars and it was taking a long time, very slow. But even though I was worried for both of these incidents, it wasn't like my dad and I were gonna die. We're still okay. I prayed that hopefully my dad and I will be fine. Because honestly, I do not want to die. I do not want to die. Do you understand? And not only that, I just heard on TikTok about something. Yeah. So apparently, due to people still having it out for anyone who says bad about, you know, that happened. I only heard it on TikTok. I mean, of course it was going to be on TikTok. Where else? People on TikTok, seriously, cannot shut up about this stuff. They cannot. I mean, I understand talking about this. Talking about it. To raise awareness about these things that are going on, and I get it. But honey, we are still in America. Most of us are still okay. And finally, some of us live in states that are absolutely 100% perfectly fine. We're fine. It's not my fault that you know who got shot and that you know who is being an absolute bigot and just being a terrible person, just not letting anyone just talk about, talking. He sorry. He deserves to die. He deserves to die. I don't care. Why can't he just die already? I mean, seriously. His most supporter died, and I'm just waiting to the day that he dies. Because honestly, he's older than my Nana, and he has had medical conditions that almost cost him his life, but he's still alive. He's still alive. I just wish he would die. I just wish he would die already. I'm serious. Seriously, he just has it out for anyone who speaks bad about his most supporter. And honestly, I just don't care. Why the hell should I care about someone who's absolutely terrible just as much as you? Oh, yeah. An idiot would care. That's how bad it would be. And my stepbrother's being a nuisance. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, you know what? I would probably want to talk about it later. A different subject. But for now, I'm fine. My dad and I are fine. And you know what? If my dad and I have to move to Guatemala, or want to, when my dad retires, then I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Because this world just keeps on getting terrible and terrible. Just one thing after the other. Any day now. Sorry. Like I said, whatever happens, happens. And you know what? I don't care about certain stuff that people say online, especially stupidly on TikTok. Most people are just trying to dance, cosplay, make funny skits, all that stuff. And sure, talking about certain, maybe even sensitive subjects are a good thing. Are a good thing. And I understand that. But to me, I just don't want to be bothered about it, especially since I don't care about certain stuff, okay? I'm sticking to my own stuff. Is that okay? It should be. Anyway, I'm fine. I'm fine. Whatever happens, happens. It's not like we're all gonna literally die. It's just that someone has problems. Extreme, sensitive, inhuman problems. That's how I will say it. I will never mention this again. I will never mention them again. But if that one guy got shot, you know what? Good riddance. He does not deserve to be talked about anymore because honestly, especially since people are still talking about him now, people will get fired. And you know, my Nana told me that, and you know what? It's true. That's true. I don't have a job. I don't have a job. I don't want a job. People, stay safe. Stay at home. Stay at home. Please. Stay at home. For your safety. For your life. Please. Stay at home. Stay away from whack-ass crazy protests. Stay away from segregated areas, mostly if you're uncomfortable by them. And stay away from, just saying. Because even if you're not part of politics, just stay away. Stay away from him. Stay away from him at all costs. To make sure that your own safety is in your own hands. Please. Stay at home, people. Because I would want to stay at home too. Again, my stepbrother being a nuisance. Like I said, I'm fine. My dad and I are fine. We'll be fine. I hope. But yeah, never mention that guy again. Please. I don't want it. I do not want it. I have already said what I said about him. And that the only thing that I feel bad for is his family. His family does not deserve him. Or deserve his death. That's all. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that I don't. If you didn't as well, then I'm okay with that. Just please do not be an asshat about this. Stay at home, please. Be positive. Smile. And see you in the next video. Bye.